And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to another episode of Player Life. It is Tuesday the 17th here in Tokyo, Japan. Um, Late to the game today. Very late to the game indeed. But sometimes I think I was supposed to live stream from 11 a.m. But I mean, a chick came over last night and stayed over, and it's like when I wake up in the morning and I'm supposed to do a live stream. Do I choose to do a live stream for like three people or zero people, or stay in bed with a hot naked girl and have sex with her and go to sleep and have sex with her and go to sleep and have sex with her? So today I chose the sleep sex option on the menu, um, understandably, but that's just what happens. So, yeah, I'm here now. It's 10 to 2. She just left. Um, 10 to 2 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. That's the player life. Um, Good times. Good times indeed. Good times indeed. But yeah. So all is good. All is reasonably good. 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 Hope no one got too wrecked on their if they had any crypto investments in Luna or UST. But fuck, it's all a casino. It's all a casino. Oh man, I was out at the weekend, and I was out with a friend, and we were just doing game. We it's one of my mates. He's a pretty good wingman, and we're doing game in different parts of Tokyo. Getting a few bites here and there. Talking all these chicks. Getting having drinks with a few girls. Some hot girls, but we just couldn't seal the deal. So we were doing street game. It's just like, streak. It's all a numbers game, and you're not always going to get lucky. But so we decided to we ended up going to a club, a bar club type place, and yeah, it seemed, we went in there. It seemed pretty good. There's a lot of chicks, but we just did our game. Already knew a few faces there, but you know, approaches, whatnot. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. I met this chick. I saw this chick. She's standing alone. She's wearing these like tight yoga pants, and I rolled up to her, started talking to her, and yeah, she was kind of receptive. She was talking to me at least, So, um, I can't remember, but my buddy then came over, and yeah, I mean, I don't mind too much, but I guess he kind of cock blocked, not fully, but it was okay because he had already banged her, and but the interesting thing is that when he came over, he she just like completely removed her attention from me, like, and start just completely, like, she didn't know we were friends. She didn't know we knew each other at all. But just the way in which she like completely just like turned away from me and started talking to him was like, it's the first thing she said to him was like, I texted you. I was like, okay, I'm out of here. I just bounced. I let him have her. But yeah, he kind of owes me one for that. But it's all good. I mean, we're kind of on that level where we can share chicks like that. But he had already been banging her. But anyway, he went home with her. Um, but yeah, I was kind of rolling around doing my game. It was a small-ish venue. It looked good when we first got there, but it wasn't the best after a while because it was small. I got talking to a few girls, receptive girls, but these all the girls I got talking to were kind of prude. You know, they were interested, they were receptive, but they weren't like, okay, they weren't letting me grab their ass, kind of let's go home to my place and fuck all night, kind of receptive. But eventually, I'm about to throw in the towel. It's like it's even Mac the Day Gamer doesn't score every night. You know, it's just like, no matter how good your game is, you're not going to score every night unless you're like, I don't know. Obviously, I'm sure there's guys that are better in game with me, but like, listen, even if your game is really on point, you're probably not going to score every single night. All right. So it's fine. I don't give a fuck. Like, it is what it is. You do your bit. But it's like it's early. I know. I'm about to go home anyway. Um, I'm just sometimes you just reach a point. You're okay. It's over. I think the club was about to close. I'm like I'm jaded. I'm kind of sick of talking to these hoes. So, but I'm about to leave, and this chick comes up to me, and I'm just like totally, she's probably like, dude. I mean, I'd say honestly, she's fucking. I don't know. I don't even know if I'd say she's a five. She was probably like 4.5. She wasn't. There was nothing. I would never approach a girl like this, and I wasn't drinking either. I was stone cold sober. I was stone cold sober. So but I was also very horny, and I was like kind of try. I was taught just being kind of polite to her. She was clearly wanted to fuck, and I was like, uh, and I didn't suggest. I wasn't trying at all. I was just laid back. I was literally like 50-50 in my head. Like, in one sense, I wanted to fuck, in another sense, I was just like, dude, like, what do you? No, just like, don't fuck with this bitch. Like, just like, no, like, especially looking around, and there's other hot chicks. It's like, no, you're better. You're better than this. Literally, you're better than this. But she kind of just like, but then again, I'd been doing game all night. I was horny as fuck. So she kind of says, let's go to a love hotel, and I'm like, I'm kind of like, I'm so on the fence. I'm like, uh, so I was about, like I said, I was about to leave anyway. So I was walking out of the venue as this was happening, and she kind of links her arm into my arm, and we're walking down the street. Like, I'm walking towards the train station, but I'm considering. I'm like, do I bang this chick? Like, I mean, I am really horny. That's the only thing that was making me consider doing it. But then I'm like, at the same time, this is like when all the clubs are closing, so there's like, the streets are just fucking filled with like hot girls and all these fucking dorks with really hot chicks on their arm. Like, there's one thing about Japan is like, you won't believe the amount of fucking dweebs and dorks that you see with super hot girls. So I'm walking down the street with this girl on my arm that, I'm sorry, but I don't even want her to be on my arm at this point. Like, I'm like, I'm I'm sorry. I'm just so much. I just felt so like I'm so out of her league. Like in terms, But again, I'm a dog. But but no, long story short, if I was drunk, I might have banged her, to be honest. But um, yeah, long story short, I was just like, oh god, like, I think just the thing that like magnified, like how magnified how, like, the fact that she wasn't like attractive, was the fact that I was seeing all these other hot girls around. So I was just like, I just told her, "Here, listen, I gotta go home. I'm tired. Sorry, I can't. I'm not going to the love hotel with you." Like, I was like, and she was so butthurt. Oh man, she pushed, like, she just like, oh, women are like, and this gave me the idea just to talk about today's episode. The entitlement of chicks. Like, the entire chicks cannot handle 1% of the rejection men get. Like, imagine like imagine the other way around. Imagine I went up to a chick and started saying, "Hey, let's go to a love hotel and all this shit." First of all, chicks would think that's like super creepy. That's what she did, like, to me. She came out and said, "Hey," started like, she started grabbing me and stuff, started saying, "Hey, let's like, what do you do?" Like, very overtly flirtatious. Touching all that. Let's go to let's go to Love Hotel. Damn, But imagine like I did that to a chick, and then when she rejects me, I push her away and like, oh fuck you, and like she essentially did that. Like she was like, oh get away from. Oh, or I don't think she told me. Japanese girls they don't curse. They don't they're not like they're not busted up bitches like Western chicks. But she was certainly butthurt. Like she was like she kind of shoved me off, and I was like, oh, I did not give a single fuck. I was glad to leave her, but like as I was walking with her, I was like, I was just kind of. She was just so. I would say, the reason I wouldn't put her at a five even was because I mean, she wasn't butt ugly. She wasn't fat or anything, but she didn't have a nice shape. The clothes she was wearing was kind of bland. Like she wasn't like her face wasn't too attractive. It wasn't ugly, but it wasn't attractive. And she was wearing this dress, and I was like, I really wanted to fuck because I was horny, like I said. But as I was walking with her, I was I just scanning her, like kind of. I was trying to like, is there anything that I could be like? Don't get me wrong, I could have fucked this chick. I'm a very horny guy. Like, as in, I could have done the act of having sex with this chick. Like, I could have gotten turned on by it. But was there anything that I found attractive in her? Like, as in that would excite me, would inspire me to want to fuck her? And I just scanned her, and I was like, there's nothing. Like, there's nothing. She doesn't have a nice ass. She doesn't have nice legs. Like, there's nothing there for me. Like, so I just like I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. I'm going home. And yeah. But my point is, she got butthurt. Like, she was so butthurt just by the fact that I just rejected her. She was like entitled. Even like below average girls like that are feel entitled, and because they're able to get guys. Like I said, I hadn't been drinking that night. If I had been drinking, I probably would have fucked her. Like, I'm just saying, like, alcohol has that kind of effect on you where you give less of a fuck. But yeah, I mean, no, it's just like I'm past dealing with that guy. I say, it's oversaid, but when you have the abundance mindset, like even if you don't get laid, you have like other girls like in your rotation or whatever. So yeah, it might be annoying to not like get laid on a night out, but you have other options. Like, you have other regulars that you can call up the next day or meet them in a day or two or whatever. It's getting sex is not an issue. So, but yeah, I mean, it might be a different case if you're on a mad dry spell and you had no other regulars. You probably you might punch down every now and again, but that's not the case for me. So I was, it's just like yeah, guys get majorly ripped off all the time, majorly ripped off. But let me share something. Let me share something. Okay, so just talking about entitlement to chicks. I came across this on Instagram the other day. So this was with a chick. I saw there's this chick, right? I met her before, and she's what I call it's actually one of my friends was banging her, but she's what I call a butterface. But her face. You know? A butterface is a girl that has an incredible body, like an incredible body, but like a busted face. We've all seen those girls. And my theory on those girls is those girls get approached the most. And those girls tend to be the bitchiest of most, especially butterface girls that show off their bodies. Because at the end of the day, it's like, when you think about it, it's not the face that gets you aroused. The face is attractive, but it's not going to give you a boner. Like, when a girl has an amazing fucking body, that's what arouses you. That's what gets you excited. That's what makes you want to fuck, right? Um So it's like, but when a girl has a less attractive face, guys just see them as being way more approachable. Like if as opposed to a girl that has an amazing body and a very pretty attractive face, they just feel like they don't have a chance, right? And they're probably right. Like a lot of guys probably don't have a chance. But if you're not in, you can't win. That's the whole point of doing game. But um, the thing is, yeah. Anyway, let me just share this. This was a, I'll share it up. Okay, so maybe okay. Yeah, I can't move it. Anyway, okay, you can't see my face here, but yeah. So this is on her Instagram stories, and obviously, let me just read it. Maybe you can't see it correctly. She said, "I've never said he must to him." Okay, bear in mind this is a Japanese girl, so yeah, English might not be great. But I've never said he must to have blonde hair or has to be white. I've said Aussie macho man, but there's been a lot of update. Number one, macho. Number two, plan well. Number three, BFD, last long. BFD, I presume, means big fat dick, must last long. And number four, no use of paper plate. Not sure what that means. Five, ability to work. Women want successful men. Six, good jaw and nose. Um, Here at the bottom, she's obviously having some back and forth thing. This is shared in her stories. She's obviously was talking with one of her friends. She continues, he's got to be 6 foot 2.143. I'm not, yeah, inches tall, blonde hair, but not too blonde, blue eyes, big dick, and also know how to use it, which is rare, and willing to be your slave, etc. LOL, LOL, LOL. Oh man, this is just too real. Like it's just too fucking real. Like um, it's just like this is the entitlement, and like the girl that wrote this is like I said, a butterface, but her face. For anyone who doesn't know, let me reiterate: it's a girl with an incredible body and a kind of a busted face, right? you know, and like I said, I've always said it. Those kind of girls get so much smoke blown up their ass that they can't even believe it. Like it's because guys see them as being more approachable. Guys see those girls as being way more approachable because, like I said, they don't have that. Guys find girls with really attractive faces kind of intimidating. Like, so they're intimidated if a girl has a busted face and an amazing body, they'll feel like, oh, I'm able to approach this girl because she's not that attractive, but she has the arousal features that draw me to her. And so those girls tend to be the most like in my experience, those girls tend to be the most fucking jaded and entitled, like super entitled, because they get all this mad attention. Because and the reason they become jaded is because a lot of guys would want to date them. A lot of guys would want to fuck them, yeah, and not many guys really want to date them. So they're way more likely to get used as sex objects. Like, and that's just the cold hard truth of it. The reason is because these girls will be able to get with the alpha Chad guys. Like they'll be able to have like 100%, like a butterface, a girl with an amazing body and kind of a busted face will be able to fuck very attractive guys, like handsome, successful guys. But they won't be able to. They'll be very. It'll be very unlikely that they'll be able to date them, and that's is where these. This is where these girls get jaded and entitled and all that shit. Um, is because they're able to kind of get halfway there. Like they're able, not even halfway. They're just able to get. They're able to get the attention. They're able to get the sex, but they're never able to lock one of these guys down. And why is that? Because they don't. Guys want to be with a girl. Guys want to be with a girl with a pretty face. Like if you're gonna date a girl, you want it to be at least. You don't want her to be. You don't. You're not gonna want her to have a busted face, even if she has an amazing body, because you'll just be like, I don't, I'm talking about guys with options. Like there's plenty of guys that would date, a girl like this, but like I said, these girls don't go for average. They don't go for average because they feel entitled to more than they deserve, really. Like, you know what I mean? They feel way more entitled to it, so they don't go for the guy that's gonna be loyal to them and gonna date and is kind of average. They're going for the chads, and they're able to get the chads for sex. They're able to get them, 100%. And if they, guys, this idea that guys will refuse sex with certain like with girls with like amazing bodies. They most of the time they're not going to, like, they're gonna smash. You know, I refused sex with a girl on Saturday night, but she did not have any. She wasn't. She was below average. Like, she was like, if she had an amazing body and a busted face, I would have smashed 100%, 100%. But that, like I said, I was like searching for something that was just like something that would be turn me on about her. And like I said, she wasn't like ugly, but it was just so average, or it was just like but one step below average, and it was like, no, like, dude, no, I'm not fucking this. Even though this girl was like offering herself to me, like giving herself, like saying, like, come and fuck me. I was like, and I was horny, and if I had been drinking, I probably would have, but luckily I wasn't drinking. I haven't drank in about 3 weeks. I'm trying to lay off the booze, because I was heavy on the fucking booze, like fucking I guess since, I don't know, since maybe February. I don't know. I've been on and off the wagon, but you know, um, yeah, man. What was it? Well, a friend of mine said to me a while ago. What was it? Getting sex builds confidence, and rejecting sex builds character. So it feels good. It feels good to. I don't know if it feels good, but you feel like, if oh shit, no, that's not. Like, if you reject sex with a girl, if sex is offered to you on a plate by a girl that you're not excited to fuck at all, and you reject it, you did the right thing, really. Um, because, like, you should be, if you're banging a girl, you should be wanting to bang her. Like, there should be something about her that you want to bang. Like, there should be at least one point about her, whether she has an amazing ass, or like a nice titties, or like nice legs, or there must be some feature about her that you're excited. Like, even if she's not a 10 out of 10, or even a 7, even if she's, you know there has to be fucking something that you find like, oh my god, I want to get my hands on that ass, or something. You know what I mean? If there's nothing there, then don't do it. I'd say you're probably better off like not doing it. Like, unless you're on a serious dry spell. Like, if you're on a serious dry spell, you haven't gotten laid in fucking, for everyone, a serious dry spell is different. Like, for some guys, it's years. I would say a serious dry spell for me would be like, fuck. I mean, um, I'd say a month. That would be like, I'd say the longest dry spell I had was in since I've been in Japan, was actually, um when was it? I don't know. I think it might have been February or something. I can't remember. But there was this weird time in Tokyo where I fucking I lost a bunch of regulars, and I was just like, I was just not on my game at that time. And it was definitely the longest like try spell I've had. I don't think it was quite a month. It was like maybe 3 weeks, but it was, if like, I've never had that since I've been in Japan. And it was weird. It was like shit. Like, it was, and it was kind of good to experience that, because it made me like understand, like, the struggle of like, I understand the struggle of men anyway, but that really made me understand, like, the struggle of like your average dude, like, in to get laid. It was like, because it was like, it's not that I didn't try, like, I didn't try to get laid in those 3 weeks. It was like, I tried. So it brought it home even more. The average man must fucking struggle so fucking hard to get laid. Like, it must be such a fucking struggle for a guy that's like average, or depending on his location. But you know, the thing is, if you're in a rut, I think I've done episodes about it, but if how to get out of a rut. When you're in a rut, you really just have to like relax and take a step back and calm down because you know the more you let it get to you, the more kind of baggage you bring with you when you're approaching chicks. You start to like you'll start to resent chicks like even before you've approached them, and you're carrying around some kind of negative aura with you, so you just like you got to take some deep breaths and like chill, relax. Sometimes you have to stop doing like cold approaches. Sometimes you have to just like stop doing it, like just take a break, then do it again. You It's like coming back refreshed, and then you'll be more you'll just have this, you'll have a better vibe around you, and then you'll just get laid. You'll just have more success much quicker. Um, so it's that's what you got to do. But yeah, it's like fuck, man. It's just like the entitlement of chicks is so off the charts. Like I'm not trying to brag or anything like at all. Like, but I'm fucking 6'1", 80. I'm right now with 80 kg, very very fit. I dress well, smell good, like well groomed, like um so just saying, like plus have game, like solid game, like there's no autism, there's no like when I roll up, like game was down pat. So that's just like I said, just when I had that dry spell, it was like shit, like holy shit. Given I wasn't using dating apps, I don't think I wasn't using dating apps at the time, but still, like it's like wow, like the average guy must like really fucking must be really hard, like this just it's just funny. But here's another one. Okay, so this chick, I met her out. I had already smashed with this chick, but this just is kind of like the entitlement of chicks, since we're talking about entitled modern women. um so she just like kind of message bombs me like this. We're talking about meeting. I wanted to meet her again, just to I wanted to smash, so but she just got way fucking ahead of herself. So she says, okay, I'll pick the place this time then. Wait, how about tomorrow? Because my favorite restaurant, there's reservation left only for tomorrow at 9 or Sunday at 3. I reserved for tomorrow at 9. Some Mexican place, Hacienda del Cielo. It's the restaurant name. Let's meet there at 8:45. I didn't reply. She says, Mac, I need you to answer me. Okay, so this is just like crazy. All right. So, where's the first red flag? The first red flag is when she says, okay, I'll pick the place this time. Red flag. No, you're not picking a place. I don't allow that. I'm not. Don't. Here's a lesson, guys. Don't allow chicks to pick the places unless it's a place that you like and that you know it. All right. Unless it's a place that you like and that you know it. Okay. Why do you not let chicks choose the places? Because a lot of time they're going to choose a place that's fucking expensive, and just it's going to be annoying. And not only that, it's like if you're going out of your way to go and bring a girl to some random restaurant, it's probably going to be far from your place. The logistics aren't going to be good, so you're going to go out and you're going to spend all this money on this bitch, and then you're not even going to get to have sex after it, because that's what happens. That's what happens when you go and take chicks out to expensive restaurants. That's a win for them. They go, you pay for dinner, and then they say, "Oh, not today. I'm tired. I gotta go meet. I got other plans." And then they say goodbye. Don't do that. Don't be taking chicks out to places that they decide. First red flag. Yeah. Second red flag is the fact that this place needed a reservation. Obviously, it was expensive. I looked it up. It was far from my place, and it was expensive. Good luck. Get out of like no, like you're out. Like I'm not even gonna respond to you. Or like, and she's getting ahead of herself so much. She like, she just like, she's asking me what time, and then she's saying or Sunday at 3. Then she's saying she booked it already, and then like she's telling me what time to meet there without me even responding to her. You know what I mean? Um, this is masculine behavior, very unattractive, red flag. I'm never gonna meet this chick again unless she comes directly to my place. I'll never go on a date with this chick. She's out. She's blacklisted. She's out. Um, and then look how butthurt she is. Mac, I need you to answer me. See, chicks cannot handle rejection. They cannot handle rejection. They just can't do it. They can't do it. Chicks do this 1,000 times a day to thousands of different guys, and they just feel entitled to be able to do it. Chicks leave guys on red. They don't respond. They don't do this, that, and the other. And then like the one time, if you don't respond to them, they'll be like, "Oh, how dare you not respond to me?" And they get all butthurt and they get all upset because they're not used to it. Chicks are not used to being left on red. They're not used to getting rejected. They're not used to getting ghosted. They need to be ghosted. They need to be rejected. They need to be left on red way more than they are. It's not going to happen. It's just not, because men are the ones with the tuss. Men are the ones that chase sex. We want the sex, so guys aren't going to leave hot girls on red. It's just not going to happen. I did because she was out. I'm not taking her on fucking any date now. She's out. No, good luck to that. I already had my fun, so it's fine. I wanted to meet her again because pussy was good, but I'm not going to be told where to go, where to meet a girl, and all this shit. No. What the fuck? You think I'm going to take you to some random fucking fancy ass restaurant that needs a reservation? Like, and then end up getting nothing out of it when I know you're probably banging other dudes? Get the fuck out of here. No, not a chance. Not a hope. Don't do that. But here, let's just review this video.
People understand is that a man even a man that's extremely good looking is not going to get nearly the amount of options that a woman that's mediocre.
And are you kidding? No, that is so not true.
But
do you know how many hot guys get DM'd on Instagram?
Oh, we're not talking about DMs. We're talking about real life benefits.
No, you're not. You're talking about
first at the shop and stuff like
that. Okay, so again, what she's doing? What is she doing?
Do you know how many hot guys get DMs on Instagram? Fuck, man. Jesus Christ. What an annoying accent. What a fucking annoying accent. 90 fucking... Unless you're famous or, like I said, extremely good-looking guy, you're still not going to get... Let's just be honest. Guys don't get DMs from random chicks. It doesn't happen. And if it does happen, you're an exception to the rule. An extreme exception. Unless you have mad clout or you're really good-looking. And I would say even really good-looking guys, that's not enough. I would say they might get DMs, but I doubt they get that much. I'm sure they get some, but compared to a hot chick, it wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even be close. If you have a really good looking guy, and a really good looking girl, who do you think's get more DMs? The good looking girl probably gets more DMs 100 to 1 more than the guy, maybe even 1,000 to 1. The hot guy might get some DMs off some desperate masculine chicks. I don't know. I don't know. Because I certainly don't get DMs off. I'm not saying I'm a really good looking guy. I'm not. I would say, I've said this before. I would say I'm a solid 7, especially when I dress up well. When I dress up well, I would, in terms of looks. I mean, but that certainly is yeah, I don't get DMs, and that's fine. That is fine. That is absolutely. I'm fine with that. I'm not expecting chicks to come to me. I understand that as a man, it's our job to go to them. But
okay, class, what is she doing here? Are you kidding? Hot men get DM'd all the time, just as much as women. No, they don't. In fact, it's empirically, provably wrong. Wrong, Jackie O. Wrong, 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 wrong. I can prove. You want me to prove it to you right now? Heck, I think I still have this one loaded up. Where'd it go? Yes, I do. Here we go. I didn't even know I had this loaded. There. Studies of online dating find that most men find most women at least somewhat. And granted, this is this is only 1 year old as of yesterday. Studies of online dating find that most men find most women at least somewhat attractive. In contrast, women view 80% of men as below average in attractiveness. Remember that, children. We're going to come back to it. Men liked more than 60% of female profiles, while women liked only 4.5% of male profiles.
And there you have it. Nah, there you have it for real. Like, I mean, if you just observe a chick using a dating app, it's so like the entitlement is so hardcore. It's so hardcore. Like, it's so girls that have no business whatsoever, like swiping left on some guys, they'll swipe left if there's one tiny thing they don't like about him. Why? Because they can. Because they know if they're not completely busted, they know if they swipe right, they're probably going to get a match, because that's the way men use dating apps. Unless you're a guy with super options on dating apps, and you get a lot of matches. Like, even when I use dating apps, I'm not in that category, by the way. I'm not one of those guys that get a lot of options. I think the most successful, the best dating app for me wasn't even a dating app. It was a language exchange app, which I don't use anymore. But other than that, there was Bumble. And Bumble, I don't know. Bumble in Japan is like it's called what we call a Gaijin Hunter app. A Gaijin Hunter means a girl that likes foreign guys. It's known for some reason, I don't know, they must have marketed it that way, but basically 100% of girls that use Bumble want to meet foreign guys. I don't know how the fuck they marketed it that way, but they it just happened. That's the way it is. So I think Bumble was the best dating app I've ever used, actual dating app. Um so that actually, I got quite a lot of matches on that, but other than that, complete shit show. And that's just because it was a unique, it turned out to be I'm a foreigner in Japan. It's a popular application with Jap, but Bumble is a fucking feminist kind of shitty app. I got banned from that for sending a girl a empty egg carton because she was being a hoe for some reason. I can't remember exactly how it went, but yeah, I mean, whatever. Dating apps, I'm over them. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm at Mac the Day Gamer. I do cold approach. I don't need fucking. I don't want to verify myself on some app and have to play the algorithm and all this garbage shit. So, dude, my point is, like, even like if you're an average guy, like even if you're an above average guy, I would consider myself. I'm definitely in terms of physicality, I'm definitely above average, like certainly. But even me, I'm an above average guy in terms of physicality. I'm 6'1", 80 kg, very fit, um, well groomed, all that shit. Smell good, don't stink, all the basic shit. But like even I've done experiments where I'll swipe right, I'll keep swiping right, and I'll swipe right on some absolutely busted chicks, like just to see that just to know, like this, and that's another thing that made me like just delete all dating apps and say fuck dating apps, they're just garbage. Like, I remember one time I was on Tinder and I was just swiping right, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna swipe right on all these, even the busted chicks. And like even busted chicks, like I'm talking busted, like wrecked, like fat, old, ugly, like ruined chicks, like that. There's no way I would ever, I wouldn't even match with these chicks. So it's like, okay, this is like, I'm out. Like, it's either it's a mixture of just the algorithm shit, like the chicks are entitled. It's it's over. It's over. I'm kind of done with dating apps, and just that it's just like when you compare the results you get from dating apps or the cold approach, it's like why would you use a dating app? It doesn't make sense. The results from cold approach are so much better. Like it's just ridiculous, and it's just less. It's just the cold approach. You'll also get jaded from cold approach as well, but you can take breaks and whatever. Um, Arnor says in the labor force, women go with the attitude employers should cater to their needs, not compete against competitors locally and globally. Maternity leave, healthcare, sick leave, flexible scheduling. Some country, where was it? I don't know. Some country just recently brought in like now they have like menstrual leave, where when a woman's on her period, she's allowed to take time off. Whatever. Let the West collapse. I don't think that the West deserves to flourish at this point. It's just such a shit show. I mean, there's worse places in the world than the West, but I mean, just the delusion is too much. Like it's too much. It doesn't deserve a society built on the foundation of lies. Doesn't deserve to survive. In my opinion, it just doesn't. Because why should it? It's like building a house on a foundation of sand. It's like eventually the house is going to collapse and crumble under the soft, like weak foundation. It's just that's what's going to happen to West. Aronor says this works against them though, giving employers natural preference for men in promotions and leadership roles. Men and women prefer male bosses. That is a fact. Facts. Factoids.
Did you get that, Jackie? Oh, God, I wish she was watching this. I don't know if she is. Maybe she'll pick up on this. Did you get that? There it is. Where did this come from? It came from Dr. David Buss, one of the preeminent, love him or hate him, preeminent Evo Psych, researchers in the industry. I mean, this is the guy that taught Godsod, for crying out loud. Godsod took his classes back in the day. So, and again, I love him or hate him. Like I said, I have my issues with David Buss, but this is pretty damning right here. What do you have to say about this, Jackie O? What? Now, remember, we're going to come back to that, right? Okay. In contrast, women view 80% of men as below average in attractiveness. Remember, that's below average.
Just let me just share this again. Okay. I shared this earlier, but just to remind you guys. So the girl who wrote this is what I already said is a butterface, but her face. Amazing body, busted face. So let's just read again once more the level of entitlement from a busted face. Given, I'll admit, she does have an amazing, attractive figure, but her face is jaded, it's busted, it's average or below. It's like a 5 on a good day. But so she said, I've never said he must to have blonde hair or has to be white. I've said Aussie macho man. Aussie macho man. But there's been a lot of update. Number 1, macho. Number 2, plan well. Number 3, big fat dick, last long. Number 4, turned out, by the way, that's a red flag. Like, if a girl needs a big fat dick, that means that her pussy is not tight, implying that she's being turned the fuck out. Because the thing about pussies that a lot of guys don't know is that it's all about the fit. It's the fit of the dick in the pussy. It needs to be a good fit. The reason girls say they want this idea that girls want really big dicks is because some girls have it all depends on the size of the pussy. It doesn't necessarily mean some dicks are too big for girls, literally too big. Like if a dick is too big for a girl, then it's painful. It won't be a good time for her. It's the perfect size for a chick is when it just has that right amount of stretch on her pussy. If it's too much stretch, it'll hurt her. It's not good. So that's the reality. It all depends on the pussy. It depends on the size of the pussy. It depends on the fit. So a girl that wants a really big fat dick means that she has been fucking turned out, or either genetically she has a wide pussy. I'm just saying that's a fact. Like, so some girls genuinely do want big dicks, like big dicks, because they need that stretch. Like if they don't have that, if you don't have that girth, it's not going to stretch your pussy. It's not going to give them that friction. It's not going to give them that pleasurable sensation. And so, and it's also it's actually the girth that gets women off. But then again, if it's too thick, then it can, especially with Japanese chicks, like if it's too thick, like it's too big, and it's gonna actually, like, it's not gonna be pleasurable, because it's stretching too much, it's too tight. So yeah, just some education on that. But anyway, no use of paper plate. Not what the fuck does that mean? Ability to work. Chicks see they want, like, what that means is that she wants a guy that's fucking, rich, basically. Ability to work. She wants a fucking guy that's gonna be a workhorse. Provide for her. 6, good jaw and nose, Chad face, basically. Chad face, big dick, macho. The entitlement, it's just insane entitlement from a busted bitch, like a busted fucking slut. Yeah, it's just, I mean, yeah. So then whoever this is, her friend, I guess, he's got to be 6'2" tall, blonde hair, but not too blonde. Look how picky this shit is. Blue eyes, big dick, and knows how to use it, which is rare, and willing to be your slave. So look at all the contradictions, all the bullshit. It's just like these guys are like less than 1%. Like these guys are like, these chicks are going to fucking, like, I don't know if they're gonna, like, if they keep going around like this, they're gonna end up, like, they're certainly gonna miss the baby boat. They're gonna miss that, and then they're gonna end up, like, dying alone. It is what it is. And the thing is that, oh shit. The thing is that the difference is that chicks need relationships way more than I think guys need relationships. If a guy has a good circle of friends, like a good tribe, he does not need a relationship. Like, sure, he needs to get laid. He wants to have sex. I mean, but I think if you compare a male to a female, like a woman craves a relationship, craves it way more than a guy needs a relationship. Sure, guys get lonely, but if a guy has, like, as guys need human interaction as well, absolutely, 100%. They need intimacy. They need to have sex. And if they're not having sex, or they're not being intimate with chicks, then that's bad. That will lead to depression, frustration, anger. But guys don't need a relationship like girls need a relationship. If a guy has a good circle of friends, a good tribe of men, he's has good people around him, that kind of social interaction will be enough to stimulate a man's life, and keep him from loneliness, keep him from being, feeling left out, keep him from feeling excluded. Like, I haven't fully committed. I haven't been in a fully committed relationship with a chick in years. Like, I guess I'm kind of like, I don't know. Am I MGTOW? I don't fucking know. But I have no interest. I don't even want to date. Like, I don't want to be in a committed relationship with any of these chicks. Like, it's like, no, like, what's the point? I don't need it. I have plates. I've had plates. I've had plates for years, but it's like, I can genuinely, like, put my hand on my heart and, like, honestly say, I don't feel any bit lonely. I don't feel any bit lonely whatsoever. Like, if I had no friends, if I had no tribe, no guys to talk to, like friends to hang out with, sure, I'd feel fucked up. I'd feel like that would feel shit, wouldn't it? But in terms of, do I need a relationship with a woman? No, I don't. No, why? Like, absolutely, I do not. I don't crave that. I don't need it. I crave sex. I crave intimacy with females. Absolutely, 100%. I'll admit that. But do I crave like a relationship, or like a long term relationship, and a deep connection with a woman? I genuinely don't. Genuinely do not. Um, because I know that the downside risk of that is not worth it. Like, there's so much more freedom, there's so much more peace of mind when you're like, you're not like, you don't have that one itis. There's so much more. Like, it's so it's so suffocating to like be like overly attached to a chick. Like, it can lead to such like devastating a feel of devastating loss when you realize it's like when you're a kid finding out that Santa Claus isn't real. Like when you're like 6 or 7 years old, it's like, it's a devastating blow. It's like when you become truly red pilled and you understand like that these chicks ain't loyal. These chicks ain't loyal. So if you overly attach yourself to a chick and become like, you actually genuinely love her, you're committed to her and all that, and then you come home, see her sucking some other guy's dick, it's gonna ruin you. It's gonna ruin you. But when you're a red pill and you understand that that's all females are capable of doing that, you can never, they can never like hurt you like that. You can never get wrecked, zeroed out. You can't, because they're capable of it. I know they're capable. As a red pill man, I know all these females are capable of that. I know they are. And it's just, I'm not willing to invest in a chick like that, in modern chicks. I just think the world we live in, the internet, we live in such a different world right now. In the past it was possible. Right now it's like, if you live in a city or like a place, like anywhere with internet access, your your relationships are only going to last so long, in my opinion. I just,
not average, not kind of. It's below average, like below average in that I would not date this guy. I would not have anything to do with this guy. And I know it was great. I actually watched this yesterday for most of it. Torsha actually started a Tinder profile live on the show, and then
like, here, I don't know. I just want to make this point. Like, when I was talking about my dry spell and all that, and I was like, couldn't get didn't get laid for like little over 3 weeks. For me, that was a really long time, because that was like, I just haven't had that. But the thing is, like, I know that I'm not like, I'm certainly, I'm a little above average, because I get compliments, like, when I go out, into bars or clubs, and I start interacting with random chicks, approaching chicks in bars, I get complimented all the fucking time about, being cool, being handsome, being this, that, and the other. So I know that I'm above average in terms of looks. Like I said, I'm not, so I'm not trying to brag. I'm not even saying, like, objectively, I would say I'm a 7 out of 10, especially when I dress up. I'm very humble about, I would say, if I look bad, you could say I'm a 6, if I don't put much effort into the way I look. But you know, so I know I'm above average, but still, and it's just to understand the struggle of the average guy. Uh, it's like shit. Like, even though I get compliments from chicks. I'd say every time I go out, some chicks at least is gonna say I'm cool or handsome, or say, "Oh, you're so," whatever. I don't care. I don't. They're usually empty comments, but I'm just saying, it's still, it doesn't make it any easier. It's like, it's just completely different. Like, even a very handsome guy, and I'm not saying I'm very handsome or anything like that, but it's just like completely different situation. Like, a super hot girl, like a hot girl and a very handsome guy. Like, it's Man, it's just insane. Like a really hot girl is like she gets treated like a fucking queen. Like the amount of attention a girl like that will get, it blows their ego up compared to like a hot or handsome guy. It's like sure he'll get some attention, but it's not on the level that a female will get. Like it's different levels, like completely.
And went and did a whole show about like the matches and the people who are coming up to her. And I mean, within like 5 minutes, not even that, man, like with 3 minutes of posting her, profile or whatever it was, and she made it live right there on the show, right? And she's got dozens of guys that come hitting on her immediately. I'm fairly certain that guys do not have a similar experience on those dating apps, okay? Because 80% of men are deemed unattractive, right? Not average, unattractive. That means that 20% of guys would be considered attractive or at least average, right? But we can even go one step further, as I showed you just a second ago. It's not even that. 60%, like men liked more than 60% of female profiles, right? And because men have a our selected mating strategy. We're trying to spread the seed. And it's shotgun logic, right? Spread it out as much as possible and throw enough spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks, right? For women only liked 4.5% of male profiles. What does that mean? You know what that means? That means that only 4.5% of the men that are actually who are even on the actual dating apps to begin with, we're not including like Instagram and all this other stuff, but men and women who are actively searching for one another, women only found 4.5% of men attractive enough to.
And things like this vary from culture to culture. Like for example, in Japan, like I said, Bumble is is what we call a gaijin hunter dating app. It's like the girls that want to date foreigners use that app. So like exclude, like I'm not even exaggerating. I'm 100% serious. Like every single girl that if you download Bumble in Japan and use it, every single girl will have their profile in English. And if they don't have it in English, it means it's just because they can't speak English, but they're still looking for foreign guys. They're looking, I don't know how the fuck they marketed it this way, but they did. Like Bumble in Japan is for girls that want to meet foreign guys. And it's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious when girls deny it too. It's like I've been on dates with girls and I'm like, oh, so you like foreign guys? And she's like, oh, why? It's like, oh, I mean, you're using Bumble, and it's like, oh, so it's like, yeah, but I mean, only girls that like foreign guys use Bumble. And she's like, oh, that's not true. It's like, yes, it is. Like, it's 100% true. I can show you. Every single girl has their profile in English. They're all looking to meet foreign guys. And it's like, oh, the girls just hate admitting any kind of truth. They don't want to be like, you could tell them the 100% truth and they're going to try and have some fucking thing, to go against it. But yeah, if girls that are actual gaijin hunters are genuinely pretty insecure about it in Japan. It's because there's a lot of there's reasons they've been either kind of rejected by Japanese guys, or there's some kind of trauma, there's some kind of, so it's kind of a touchy subject. Like it's funny, man. It's fucking funny. Well, where am I going with this? I'm going with this. Yeah. Like for example, other dating apps like Tinder, for example, is not it's being marketed towards the Japanese general population. So it's absolutely not a gaijin. It's not a gaijin hunting app. It's not exclusively for girls that like foreign guys at all. Like Japanese people use Tinder. Like it's so I would go on Tinder and it's like it's a struggle to get even one match, and it's absurd because I mean, that's what made me give up on dating apps almost. I don't have any dating apps on my phone right now, but and because like I said, cold approach is just like infinitely, the results are just so much better. But the thing is, like in Japan, like the cultural differences are like, for example, the girls that like foreign guys will tend to like more macho guys, more masculine guys, because maybe that's the option they've had to take. Like, it's like the thing that's amazing in Japan is like you'll come here and you'll see that like macho guys aren't necessarily the most popular guys in Japan. Like a lot of guys, a lot of the pop stars, a lot of the fucking celebrities, a lot of the musicians are feminine as fuck. I'm talking about the guys in Japan. I'm talking about guys like some of these guys wear makeup. Like a lot of these guys, a lot of celebrity men, they'll wear makeup. So it's like to say that they're feminine is not an over like I'm not overstated. Like they're literally like I mean, in any other country, you consider them 100% like they're definitely homosexual. Like you would think, like, but they're not actually. Like a lot of them, some of them maybe, but the thing is, like in Japan, like it's a different look that is more popular, like a completely different look. So I'm not saying I'm the most macho, masculine guy like ever, but in Japan, I'm considered like macho, like macho, like I'm a macho guy in Japan. Like the girls would consider me macho, like he's macho. That's what they say. Like fuck, I don't know. It sounds like something out of the 80s or something, but they'd be like, fuck, it's just a completely different look that you go out in Japan and you will see these like fucking supermodel looking chicks with the most bitch made looking dudes. And it is what it is. I mean, it's like, but there's this idea, like I've talked about this many times on the show before, but the biggest myth in fucking in Japan, and the myth I've talked about where the myth originated from and how it came, but I'm just going to reiterate it. And the fact is that there is no advantage to being white or being a foreigner in Japan. The only advantage you might have is in a tiny, small, select group of girls that are called Gaijin hunters. And these girls are girls that like foreign guys. Gaijin means foreigner. So you'll have an advantage in that group. You might, if you have your shit together and you look like a Chad, but these girls are so entitled that they'll go for the fucking, they'll still have standards. They're not just going to accept any foreigner. But the thing is, if like the vast majority of Japanese girls do not like a guy that looks like myself, and that's a fact. Like straight up, they do not like it. They don't like the hair. They don't like I said, I'm too macho, like too cool, like too cool, patronizing kind of shit that they'll say to you. But seriously, the guys that you'll see them walking around with are like, in any other country, in any Western country, you would consider as a flaming, and no disrespect to gay people, whatever. I have no problem with gay people. But in any other Western country, they would be considered a flaming homosexual, like a flamboyant. But in Japan, it doesn't necessarily mean they are. Like a lot of those guys are straight. Like they're straight. They just dress and look gay by Western standards because they're like extremely like baby face, like wearing makeup, like. And you'll see these hot sometimes, and it's so weird because sometimes you see these bad looking bitches, like some of these bitches take on this like bad as in sexy, like they'll have a super sexy look, like it's sometimes like slightly hip hop look, like short little mini skirts, sexy high heel boots, like man, just very sexy look, bad bitches, right? And they'll be walking around holding hands with these bitch made looking Japanese dudes, like super fucking bitch made, like, and that's just a fact. But so it varies from country to country, culture to culture. There is differences. Like sometimes being a Chad is not all like that's not like a global like if you're a Chad, like that's the standard. Like I said, if if I could dress a certain way, like if I could, let's just say I could click my fingers and look like a bitch and like wear makeup and like get way more pussy, I'm not gonna take that route. I'm not like I'm because I want to be masculine. I want to be I want to be macho. I want to be a Chad. Like it's a better look. I'm a man. I'm not trying to be a fucking whoever. If you want to look like that, fine. That's on you. I have no issue with it. But for me, I'm not gonna choose that. I'm not gonna choose that like little One Direction, little fucking twerp look. Just if it meant I could get more pussy, I'm not gonna go down that road. I remember I shaved my fucking my beard in just like when was it? I think it was at the start of the year, January, February, around Christmas time. I shaved my beard, and the funny thing is, the fucking hilarious thing is, I like I was getting with girls. I could get more girls in Japan. I was girls would be more receptive to me, like, but it's weird because I looked worse. I look better objectively. I look better with a beard. Um, but it's just yeah, fuck that. I mean, I look better, so I grew it back. Like after a few weeks, I didn't, But it was just interesting case study, man.
She hates something. To say, hey, you're hot. I'd like to get with you. 4.5%. So when people come at me and they go, that 80-20 rule roll up, stop right there. No, 4.5%. People kept saying, I think maybe it's more like 90-10. 4.5%. By latest estimate.
This is fucking interesting because it's like, wow, like holy shit, like this is how polarized it's become. This is actually how polarized dating has. It's like this the struggle of your average dude, and God help you if you're below average. God help you if you're below average. There's like if you're an average guy, it sucks. But if you're below average, oh man, you're fucked. Like I mean, you really cannot be below average. Like you can't, And like I said, it varies from country to country, culture to culture. But like it's weird. Like I mean, if you were one of those Japanese guy that looked like what would you call them? Femboys, like femboys, I guess. If they went to a Western country, they'd do terribly, right? They'd do terribly bad. They'd probably get hit on by gay guys all the time, and they'd hate it, and they'd be scared, and they'd move back to Japan immediately. So it's like there is differences, there's nuances to it. But yeah, that's how polarized, and I blame you. I think it all boils down to the internet. It's not like that hypergamy didn't exist before. Of course it did. It always existed. Women always tried to punch up. They're always trying to punch way out of their league. That's in their female nature. It's natural. It's normal. But the internet just fucking magnified that. It expanded that. It just made it. It turned it into a monster. Like it really did. And I really do think it originated this major polarization of men and women, and entitlement. It all blew up because and got worse because of the internet, and female their ability to interact with guys that are way out of their league. It gives them access to guys that are in reality way out of their league. In terms of making a long-term relationship with them. Short-term they can have sex and fuck these guys that are way out of their league. But are these Chad guys, successful guys, gonna settle down with them? Not a chance.
That's anyhow. So right there, those are some pretty damning numbers. Don't believe me? I got another one. I got another data set for you here. Oh, sexual inactivity increased among U.S. adults. Thank you, Rob Henderson. Predominantly younger men. Between 2000 and 2018, the most pronounced among men aged 18 to 24. Among men aged 25 to 34, sexual inactivity doubled. So we're talking like all the way from 18 to 24, which is that prime demographic. And then even men 25 to 34, the sexual inactivity doubled in that time. I've used this before. This is leftover stuff. I probably could have queued up something a little better for you. But what say you, Jackie-O? Nothing. You have nothing. You've got nothing. You have absolutely...
You lose. Good day, sir.
You lose.
Jason L says, wish I knew that last time I was in Tokyo, I only tried Tinder and got maybe 2 matches in 4 days. I mean, Tinder's, like I said, Tinder is marketed to Japanese people, use Tinder widely. It's marketed to Japanese, so it's absolutely not marketed towards for girls that like foreign guys. It's widely known as a dating app in Japan. It's not, girls don't use it to meet foreign guys. But Bumble, on the other hand, 100% they want to meet foreign guys. 100% exclusively foreign guys. And girls, it's funny because girls will deny it. It's like girls will deny facts. It's hilarious when girls deny facts. It's really funny. Girls hate to admit that they've any advantage in the sexual marketplace, and it's, oh man, it's frustrating because it's like, I've used the analogy before. It's like denying a severe, an extreme advantage. It would be like Mike Tyson denying that, or Mike Tyson doesn't box anymore, but let's say fucking, it'd be like a heavyweight boxer, Tyson Fury or whatever, denying that he has an advantage over a teen, like a fucking, over a child, like over a child that's not a boxer. That's the level of advantage females have over men in the sexual marketplace in terms of, like, getting attention, getting sex, hooking up. That's the level. Like, if we're talking exclusively about hooking up, talking about sex, that's the difference. It's you might think, oh, that's too extreme. No, it's not. No, it's literally not. Tyson Fury versus a child. That's and it would be like Tyson Fury saying, oh, I don't have an advantage. He's just as capable as me. That's the level. And chicks will do this. Chicks will openly deny any kind of advantage. And it's fucking hilarious. It's like, at least just admit your fucking advantage, bitch. Like, come on. At least just admit you can get sexy. But they don't want to do it. Oh, men can get laid easily. It's like, guys fucking self-deleting because they can't get laid. Incels, guys self-destructing, doing drugs, because they just can't get laid. Like, they just can't figure it out. They can't figure these chicks out. And there's not much to figure out. It's just like, you just have to become a better version of yourself. There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut if you're a man. You have to become. There is no shortcut. You can't just fucking, and chicks just hate to admit it. It's annoying. It's annoying as fuck because it's like it would be so fucking annoying if Tyson Fury was like, oh, I have no advantage over a child in a boxing match. You'd be like, fuck you, dude. Of course you're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill the child. Like, I mean, absurdity. It's an absurd thing, but you'll notice, like, most chicks will hate to admit it. They'll hate to admit it. They'll get defensive. They'll get angry, and it's I don't know why, but it's really annoying. But a lot of females are kind of annoying, to be honest. But it's just the way it is. Yeah.
What do you have to say? How do you defend against this, Jackie O? You don't. That's the whole thing. That's the whole premise, and that's why you're gonna freak out here in just a few minutes, because you got nothing. And it's being your ego investments in this old idea of, well, men and women should be just the same. And, I can't believe you're saying this. Men should be able to tell their girlfriends to go off of Instagram. How dare you? Right? Yeah. And you don't even have to do that because women are doing it themselves. It's right there. There's the number, Jackie.
All right, so there you have it. I mean, it's just like the internet. The internet changed everything. If you're a guy and you're in a committed relationship with a girl, and she has Instagram and she posts any kind of, not even if it's mildly sexual, even if it's mildly just kind of sexy or fashionable or hot, even if it's not hot, even if she's ugly, she has DMs. So imagine if she has some sexy pictures on her profile. She has tons of DMs from thirsty ass dudes. Trust me on that one. And she is definitely she's definitely advertising her butthole to other guys for some better options. That's what they're doing. When girls put their buttholes up on Instagram, and it's fucking hilarious because girls do literally, essentially put their, literally, not just, they're almost putting, like, Instagram is a softcore porn website at this point. Like, there's so much softcore porn on Instagram. Like, you, you can pretty much show full nudity as long as it's not like you don't show the actual genitalia. So you can show, girls can post naked pictures of themselves if they just kind of blur out the nipples and the pussy and the actual asshole, but they can show very close to the asshole, like very, like, essentially nude. Like, girls can show nude, like I said, as long as the angle is right and it doesn't show like the actual genitalia. But usually they just like put some lines over the pussy or the asshole, and it's crazy. It's pretty nuts, but it's just you know, crazy times. I don't know, crazy times we live in. But another one of the things that I find amazing, it seems to be an issue that feminists will harp on about a lot, and it's one of these things that I've seen women do a lot, you know, on kind of these shit rags like the Guardian and stuff. And it'll talk, you know, when it comes to talking about women's fashion and women's clothes and how women dress and all that. And it's the way in which women like deny any responsibility for the way in which they dress, you know, and they deny that the way they dress has any impact on the male psychology, on men in general. The analogy I use is like, you know, it might be, oh, that's too extreme, but like, there's like, when it comes to women like dressing like in provocative, sexy clothes, you know, short skirts, like, you know, women can dress extremely sexy, and it's like when you see a hot woman and she's dressed like really fucking sexy, you're literally drawn to it like a magnet. Like, that's literally, it feels completely unnatural not to look in that direction. If you're like walking down the street and you see this girl wearing a little tight little mini skirt, and she's just fucking juicy ass, and she's wearing these high heels, and she has a low cut top, and she's just like, oh my fucking god, like, what the fuck? This has just ruined my fucking day. Why did it ruin your day? It's because you want it. Because you want that. You like everything in your hundreds of thousands of years of evolution. Everything in you says, I want to mate with that woman. I don't know her name. I don't know where she's from. I don't give a fucking shit. I just want to procreate with that woman. I don't give a fuck what her hobbies are. I don't give a fuck what her interests are. I just want to have sex with that woman. And women don't take responsibility for understanding for the fact that they'll have that impact on men when they show that much skin and when they dress in that manner. They'll just be like, oh no, that doesn't, men don't feel like that at all. It doesn't matter what we dress like. It's just men just want to have power over us. It's just a power trip. And that boils my fucking piss, because it's nothing to do with power. It's literally, it's way simpler than that. It's none of power. Oh, they just want to have power over us. No, you silly bitch. No, you're just sexy as fuck. We want to have sex with you. So like, it's just women not taking responsibility for like how, you know, it's just like, it's like putting a pot of honey out and then getting mad that bees are coming to it, you know. It's like getting mad that bees go to the flowers to get, you know, to pollinate. Getting mad at the bees for going to the flowers. Oh my god, the bees are going to the flowers. Fuck, what are they doing? Oh my god, that's what females are doing essentially. When they're like getting upset that they're getting attention from guys when they go and show their buttholes on Instagram and show their titties. Oh, the comments are so creepy. Bitch, you're showing your butthole. The bees are gonna come. The bees are going to come and they're going to try and sting, you know? I don't know. It's just this kind of bullshit. Like these idiots, these women that think like They have no understanding of what it's like to be a man. They'll never understand like what it feels like as a man to see some like scantily clad hottie when her booty cheeks are like, you can see that she's wearing a G-string because she's wearing like a almost transparent, not almost, some of these chicks will actually wear, some chicks are literally wearing transparent dresses now. Like there's literally chicks that are wearing transparent dresses and then getting upset when some guys catcall them or some shit. It's like, bitch, like, oh my god, these guys catcalling me. They want power over me. They want to have power. No, they're horny. They're fucking horny. That's it. They're just horny. There's no power dynamics. There's no, oh, he wants to demonstrate his power. Shut the fuck up, you idiot. You don't understand. Like the most fundamental basic shit is nothing to do with power. It's nothing. They just want to fuck. It's that simple. But yeah, women just, they won't accept the basic fucking, basic biology, basic, facts of life, the birds and the bees kind of shit. I don't know. The Muslims were right. I don't know. What more can be said? It's just, like, I get it. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It's gone too far. It's like, the reason it's gone too far is because women want all the benefits of, the attention that they can get from the way in which they dress. Like they want the benefits, they want the attention, but they don't want any of the creepiness. Oh my god, he's so creepy. Oh my god, the creepy comments. Oh my god. But if it's a hot fucking Chad rich dude, the comment, all of a sudden it's not creepy. It's not creepy if the guy's that's making the comment is sexy as fuck and is rich and has a Lambo. No, it's not creepy then. So, I've talked about it before many times, but like the same guys, two different guys can make the exact same approach, have the exact same type of comments. One guy can be considered an extreme creep, and the other guy could essentially take her home and fuck her immediately. This is there's no equality amongst men. There's no, like, women don't treat men equally. Women do not treat men equally in any way, shape, or form. Women treat men they're completely biased. So it's just ironic that women always talk about equality, yet women don't treat men equally in any way, shape, or form. Like it's unbelievably discriminatory in a way. Like it's heavily, women talk about, oh, accept my body, accept me for my fat ass, accept me for my obesity. It's like so they're always talking, but like they never talk about, they never accept the fact, the way in which they treat men so unequally. Like if you're a below average guy, forget about it. Just forget about approaching these fucking hot girls. You have to become more attractive. You have to become a better version of yourself. These bitches won't deal with you because they're entitled to it. They're entitled to the 6'2". You've seen the comments already from this one last time before I close up this broadcast. But like I said, Butterface, amazing body, busted face. A girl like this feels entitled to number one, a macho man. Number two, plans well. Number three, big fat dick, must last long. Number four, no use of paper plate. No idea what the fuck that means. Number five, ability to work. As in, that means that he's rich. Number six, good jaw and bone, aka a fucking Chad. From a busted fucking bitch. And that's the way it is. So, and then her friend mentions that he must be 6'2" tall. So about whatever, I don't know, 190 centimeters tall. I don't know about that. 188 centimeters, something like that. Pretty tall, fucking, big dick, knows how to use it, all that shit. So the entitlement is heavy. It's heavy with these bitches, even busted chicks. So understand the world we're living in, guys. It's like not like, I think the best satisfaction as a man, if you're going to live in Western society, is to become a fucking unapologetic player. Get your money up, get your muscles up, get your game up. surround yourself with some solid dudes, and then you're gonna have a happy life. That's the life I think I'm rolling for. Like I think this trad con shit. Like each to their own. Like I don't disrespect anyone's life choices or lifestyles or anything, but that's just me. I just think it's the way I think I'll be happy. I don't think I can achieve happiness wifing up a girl in the modern world, and uh, not right now anyway. And I think things will continue to get worse in terms of the polarization of men and women. Might get so bad that there'll be some kind of collapse or something, a devastating collapse. Surely there's going to be a devastating collapse because I just don't think it can continue. I don't think it can continue. Like 90 women finding only 4.5% of men attractive, and like being entitled and not giving 96% of men a chance. Like surely that has some kind of devastating impact on society. Surely men are going to wake up and smell the coffee sometime. Even blue pill men, like surely they're going to be like, this is just fucked up. Like life's shit. Like, like surely there's going to be like, just all these like the entitlements that females are getting in the workplace, and all the fucking all the pandering, all the molly coddling, all the concessions, all the now there's menstrual leave. Which country? I don't know. Was it Australia? Some country there's menstrual leave for women, and it's just all these. Fuck it, let it all burn, man. Let it all burn. Fuck it. Gonna have to roll out. But any guys like, comment, subscribe. If any of you guys want to have a consultation on day game, as in which is a million times better than any of these shitty fucking dating apps, unless dating apps work for you and you're satisfied with it, then then maybe you don't need day game. But dating apps fucking don't work for me, and I'm fucking 6'1". I'm fucking 80. I'm fit as shit, fit as fuck. Fuck. I don't look too bad, and I do pretty poorly on dating apps. Given I don't, just fuck it. Like day game cold approach is like so much better than any of this online shit. So if you wanna learn about how I do it, consider booking a consultation. MacTheDaygamer.com. Hit me up anytime if you have any questions. You can send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram, whatever. I'll always reply. But until next time, which will be Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll try not to be late because I was banging some girl in bed. You got to give me some concessions here. I mean, there's 6 dudes in here. I appreciate you guys. But if it comes down to it, listen, am I gonna listen? I'm just gonna say sometimes I'm gonna be late. My live streams might start later because listen, live streaming, sharing some. What are you gonna choose? Like staying in bed with a naked hottie, or coming online to live stream and share some red pill truths? Like you're probably gonna stay in bed and fuck some more until she leaves, and then you're gonna live stream. But anyway, that's what happened today. So until next time, peace out, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.